Hey everybody. Sorry, my septum ring was crooked. Obviously I'm not wearing my denture today. I'm not doing anything today. So if I don't leave the house, I'm not gonna wear it. Just personal choice, I guess. Um, but also I wanted to talk to you about this. I don't remember if uh I'd have to go back and look at the videos, but I don't remember if I had told y'all about going back to the dentist last week, a week after extractions, and I'm having a runny nose today too. That's another reason why I keep bumping that. Um, excuse me. Um, when I went back to the dentist for my follow up, I had told him about this spot back here where that very last molar was, the uh, bigger molar, um, where I felt like there was like a bone sliver or something like that. Yeah, I did talk about it. But anyway, he checked it and he said, yeah, he says, I think it might be just a little bit of bone sliver or whatever. And he started trying to move it and he noticed that it was firm. It wasn't moving at all. So he looked at it really close and he said that it was not a bone sliver. It was the ridge of that bone coming through the gums because it was kind of jagged and pretty sharp, so it wasn't wanting to heal very quickly, and it was going to take longer for it to heal. And he said, well, we can fix that. He said, we can shave the bone down and it'll heal up quicker. I said, okay, that's fine, you know. So he did that, and he had me come back another week later, which was day before yesterday. Rabbits are in there making noise. Ugh. Gets on my nerves sometimes. Anyway, excuse me. So I went back and he checked and he said, yeah, it's fine right there. But I told him about this spot right here, where I have like what do you call it? Like a dip in my bone right there. Right behind where my eye tooth was. But I was thinking about it because, like, right here, behind this eye tooth and the molar that was next to it, there's always been a gap. You know, about the width of the tip of my fingernail. And so I figured that was kind of related to that or whatever. But anyway, I was telling that it started bothering me, like whenever I do this, or if I yawn, or even if I sneeze, or if I move my mouth too much on this side. It feels like it's pulling, and it does hurt a little bit. I mean, it's not really like a large amount of pain or nothing, but it was hurting a little bit, tender more than anything. But it was bothering me that it was doing that because it doesn't do that on this side. And he said that what it was my gums are trying to, like, all of my gums are healing, pretty well. He said that I have no problem with the healing except for from that spot that I was talking about that's pulling back to that back molar where that back molar was, where he shaved the bone down. And so he looked at it and he looked at it and he looked at it and he said, he prescribed me, I had a hair. He prescribed me mouthwash. Let's see. Go in here and get it and show it to you. It is chlorhexidine and gluconate, 0.12% oral rinse. And I've used this a lot before. Now, the nurse did tell me, which I'd never been told before, so I didn't know this until just recently. It says, swish and spit 1 capful by mouth, undiluted, for 1 minute every morning and evening. So I have to use it twice a day. She told me, she said, do not pass the twice a day. Do not use it more than twice a day. And not to use it for more than, what, I guess, 7 to 10 days or something like that. I still have to do the saltwater rinses, which is fun. But she said that will help keep this from happening as well. But she said if you use this stuff too much or for too long, then it will stain your teeth. My teeth that I still have left. And I was never told that before, and I've used this a lot. You know, I've had several teeth pulled, you know, one's on the bottom back here, and the one's on the bottom back here. I had one all the way in the back here, and I had all the way in the back here, the, what do they call it, I can't remember what the name, I just know their teeth and their molars, you know, but those very back molars, and then I had, sorry, but I'll show you, I have a dip right here, and that is where I guess the bone was starting to deteriorate with my tooth that I had. And when they pulled the tooth out, they had to, you know, get a lot of that mush. My bone had turned to mush. And so they had to get a lot of that out, so it caused a dent. And when they sewed it back up, it was not, I don't know, it's like more attached to my cheek than it ever was. It's not like this side. See? On this side I don't have, in that one spot, I don't have a ridge anymore. But, anyway, so I had, every time I had these teeth, any of my molars pulled, in the last few years, I was getting this, because I am what they call borderline diabetic, so it takes me longer to heal than what it should. But, not only do I use this, I use this twice a day that they recommended for me. Then, when I brush my existing teeth, and I do brush, you know, very lightly over my gums and my tongue and stuff, I'll swish with regular Listerine, which I'm not supposed to, I guess, but it's mostly just to gargle, you know, clean, you know, gargle my throat and everything. I don't really swish it around, I just gargle it mostly. But every night before I go to bed, I do use the Orajel mouthwash for mouth sores. It helps a lot, whenever I get ready to go to sleep, because I do sleep with pressure on my face. I always have, and it's hard to break that habit. I have been trying to sleep just a little bit differently, but it's, you know, you can't control what you're doing once you're asleep, you know what I mean? And, you know, I ordered my bottom partial, and I had an issue with that. My own fault, nobody else but mine. I should have ordered a medium like I did with my top, but I ordered a small, so it don't fit. And so I am trying to do some adjustments on it myself, being that I got it. They're the Russell Klein from Etsy store. And, you know, I'm having to work with it in my own way. So, right now it's in pieces. But I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna get the Dentemp denture repair kit that is the same as the Reline It company, but it's a repair kit instead. So I am gonna work with that. But I have to do just a little bit different. But they did send it to me in a cute little case, which I don't like the color. If it was green or something like that, then it'd be better. But it was yellow. And this one has a seal on it, man. Telling you, it took me a minute to be able to get it open. But since I got it open the first time, it's always easier. But yeah, as soon as I get that fixed, I am going to order another one later on. The main problem I had with the fit is, the ridge opening wasn't wide enough. It was too narrow for my gums. Way too narrow. I couldn't get it to sit down at all. Not only that, because I ordered the display, I didn't get a impression kit to do it, which is probably what I'll do next time. But instead of having it fitted for my mouth, I just ordered one of their display ones. And because of the way my teeth sit, they sit more this way than they're supposed to. And so I had that problem where the part for the anchor teeth goes. This tooth sits underneath the first molar. When I pulled it out, I pulled it out of the container and I brushed it down, cleaned it with the Fresh and Bright and rinsed it really good and everything. And then I tried it. And there was just no way it was going to fit. So next time I will buy an impression kit and then have them made for my bottom. And I'll probably do that with the top too. I'm going to get a regular top denture, with the one with the palette. But I will be, fixing it to where it's like the horseshoe, but it's going to be just a little bit further back in the palette than what this is. Without the bottom molars, I do have a hard time with the top denture in the back on this side, where I didn't have anything extracted. Just because of the way it sits, I guess, and because I wasn't able to bite down like you're supposed to get it to go up in the back where you're supposed to have it at. So, like, when I wear it, it kind of rubs on that spot back there. Plus, without having the bottom ones in, I can't chew with the denture, and so I chew without, I try to eat something without my teeth in. And it's like, I ate a sandwich one day, so sandwich, really soft. Well, that made that hurt. Because the denture had already been rubbing on it that day. I'm sorry, I have acne really bad, and it's just like, anyway, it was rubbing on that spot, even though I have the Reline It in there, and it cushions quite a bit, and it actually helps hold with the adhesive. That day, I didn't do what I'd been doing. Sorry. I didn't know what I'd been doing, where I'd been putting a thin layer of this Dollar Tree adhesive that I bought. I put a thin layer of this on, and then I put the powder adhesive, 2 to 3 layers of the powder adhesive. I don't like this, though. It held quite a bit with the powder. By itself, it does not. Even with my denture having the Reline It and everything in it, this does not hold by itself for more than 5 minutes. And, the powder also, I went that day, with just the powder in for like maybe 3 or 4 hours. It really didn't last hardly long at all. The front started coming unstuck right here. The back stayed stuck pretty good, except for that one spot over here. So whenever I do this number, even just on my lip, I was trying to push it back a little bit and push it up. It shifted, rotated this way a little bit. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. I could feel it move. So then, because the top was coming unstuck here, not real bad, just enough to where I could tell. That started shifting back there a little bit and was irritating. So I probably won't use that unless absolute emergency. So I did go and get the Fix-A-Dent with scope. Fix-A-Dent Plus with scope. I'm gonna try this because I don't like that. Has like a waxy taste. That other paste right there, that other cream paste or whatever. To me, it has a waxy taste when it started to come out from behind the denture. Like an oily film and a waxy taste. And I didn't really like that, so I figured the scope one, maybe it'll taste better. Haven't tried it yet, just bought it and opened it and set it out here. But it's Fix-A-Dent Plus with scope, precision hold, and seal. So I'm going to try this with the powder. I'll try, next time I have to go buy powder, I'm going to try the Fix-A-Dent powder and see if it does any better for me. What I got is called Polygrip right now. But the Polygrip powder with that cheap Dollar Tree denture cream held really well. I just didn't like the taste of it. Yeah. But try that and see. And then as soon as I'm able to fit my two pieces of I'll show you what I gotta set this down though. So like I said, it was a small. So this is what I wound up with after I did cut them into pieces, and I did it intentionally. So I still gotta file it down to where it doesn't have any ridge on it, because even like this, it won't set correctly. It sets higher than my eye teeth. And then there's the other side. So they were never going to be big enough. But I figure temporarily, and with me doing my own little fixes on it, I could probably make it work. At least to chew with, if nothing else. But I will be trying to get that to where I can use them. And then I also went and bought sorry, y'all's getting a nice view of my ceiling throughout my house. One of these nail Dremels, and it has pretty good power, when I first started trying to use it, I was like, I just used it this way to try it and see how well they filed down. But I do want it for other reasons. That's the reason why I bought this too. But the heads on it, the attachments, actually gonna try and see if I can do better with my drill. Battery's charging right now, so yeah. Try that and see. I've already checked to see if the attachments will fit in that, and they do. So there's that, and I will keep y'all updated on that process. But yeah, figured I'd let y'all know what all been going on since I hadn't been on in a few days. And I still have a bit of swelling, right here. That's where I'm not healing at yet, but on this other side it looks kind of swollen right there, but it's really not. That's my bone ridge. Uh, that's how my healing's going. Right there and there. And, I never did have much swelling anywhere except for here. That's the only part that I've ever really had much swelling on. Naturally, it's still swollen right there, but it's not, you know, a lot of swelling. It's been the same amount of swelling since day one. Um, but, I still have, some tender spots sometimes, just depending on if I'm paying attention to what I'm doing or something. And, this right here gets me up here sometimes whenever I'm not paying attention. Um, excuse me. And if I try to eat anything that you have to chew. But also, the more I try to use my denture, I forget they're not my real teeth, and I like go to get something to drink, and I bump those front teeth right there, and it it will jar those spots. And then whenever you take your denture out and you have to clean your gums and stuff like that, get all the adhesive off. Um, Sometimes I do have a hard time getting it off from here and this one in the back. So like trying to get all that off is very irritating and just slightly painful. I never really did have that much pain though. Y'all have seen my videos, from right before until now. Right now has been 2 weeks and 2 days since my extractions. And my jaw still gets tired when I try to talk. You know, I've lost a little bit of weight because I'll be honest, I weighed 224 pounds when the 2 days before, or whatever it was, 5 days. 5 days before my extractions, they weighed me when I went for my appointment, and that's how much I weighed, was 224. And my husband, he went with me because I was having the IV sedation, and I wasn't gonna be able to drive whenever I left. So he went with me, and he had his arms around my waist, and he was telling me how chunky I was. And I said, yes, I know. He said, but you're going to lose weight, right? Whenever you have this done. I said, I'm sure, because I'll be on, either a liquid diet or for a little bit, and then, a soft diet for the rest of the time. And me, I don't eat that much anyway. I eat once, maybe twice a day if I just feel like whatever nutrients that my body needs at the moment I didn't get from whatever I ate or whatever I had before. So, like I said, on a normal basis, I've never really been a big eater. That's why I don't understand why I gained so much weight, except for the fact that I take medication for bipolarism and a couple other things, and I take Seroquel for that. And in a lot of female patients that take, Seroquel, it can cause you to gain weight. So, and she told me this, my doctor told me this beforehand, and when I got my first prescription of it, she told me that, and she weighed me that day, and I weighed 180 pounds. And then for my second visit, or the third visit with her, we were talking about, weight gain and stuff again, and she weighed me. I weighed 213. And I never did change my diet, never changed any of my daily routines, daily habits, or whatever. It was just the medication was causing me to gain weight. And that's why I gained more weight, because I'm still taking it, and I'm going to be taking it for a long time now. And I guess, I did have things that I shouldn't, I've been trying to be on the keto diet for a while, and I always, you know, slip up or whatever, eat something that I shouldn't eat, whether it be potatoes or noodles or bread or anything like that. Things I'm not supposed to have, even if I wasn't on the keto, because of surgeries that I've had in the past and other issues, digestive issues that I have. So there's a lot of things I'm not supposed to eat. And I do eat, I do tend to every once in a while anyway. And I guess that's what, and plus I love my soda, or how we call it from where I'm at, pop, or where I'm from anyway. We call it pop, soda pop, whatever. I love Mountain Dew. And if I stop at a gas station somewhere and I don't want coffee at the moment, because I'm a fucking sorry, I am a heavy coffee drinker. I drink coffee 24 hours a day, unless I'm asleep. But if there is off chance that I don't want coffee because it's either too hot and I need something cool to drink, or if I just want something sweet to drink, because I do not put anything in my coffee. I drink plain black coffee, no sugar, no cream, no nothing. So if I want something sweet to drink or something like that, or a lot of times I'll get water, or I'll take water bottles with me whenever I leave the house, just so I have something other than coffee to drink. But there are occasions where I want something sweet, and so I'll stop and buy. If I buy like a fountain drink, it's Dr. Pepper or Mr. Pibb if they got Mr. Pibb. Not very often you find Mr. Pibb in the fountain though. And but fountain drinks I don't drink Mountain Dew because it just doesn't taste right. But I do love Dr. Pepper also, so I get that. And then like if I go to Sonic, for example, I get a cherry vanilla Dr. Pepper. Those are so good. I love those. Or just a plain cherry Dr. Pepper. I don't care. But I won't buy it already pre-made, like in a bottle where they were selling cherry vanilla Dr. Pepper. I won't drink that. It doesn't taste the same. But I really shouldn't do that. So, but I do like chocolate every once in a while. I've always loved chocolate. I do try to stay away from it as much as possible for the simple fact that I know that if I get a certain amount, like if I buy a box of, I don't know, chocolate covered cherries right now, one of them small boxes you can get from the dollar store, I know I'm not supposed to have more than like maybe one or two in any given amount of time. And if I have it, even if I try to hide it from myself, like put them in the freezer or whatever, I'm going to go look for them because I know they're there. And I will eat the whole box in one setting. And I don't want to do that. Donuts, same thing. So I don't even try to buy stuff like that. If I can at all fight the temptation, But like when I'm at home, I don't cook right now hardly at all because me and my husband we're separated at the moment, so I'm here by myself. And I don't cook for just myself. I'll fix something simple like maybe eggs or something like that. Yesterday I cooked a pasta thing. Let's see, I don't remember what the name of it is. I got another one in here. I'll show you. But it's like a noodle same pasta thing or whatever. I was cleaning the rabbit's room, so I got a bunch of stuff in my way. There it is. No. I must have already ate it. Because I don't... Unless I got it hidden behind something. Yeah, there it is. But it's the lentil pasta. These things right here, and these are so good. I had a garlic and butter one, and then the one I had last night was a little bit different. It was like, here, I'll show you what, I got some in the refrigerator, and I've got to clean my kitchen still, so, but, was this right here with the, I don't know if you can see that, the squiggly pasta, and I added, green beans, French style green beans, because I like green beans. And I put it says to put 2 tablespoons of butter and 2/3 of a cup of milk when you go to put the sauce pack in. And see, I don't like boxed stuff. I'd rather make it myself, but excuse me, if I want the taste of something and I'm not sure how to make it myself, or I don't have enough money to get the ingredients, and I don't have the ingredients in the house, then I, will go with something like that, because, my husband, he likes it sometimes. But, I don't have any milk, and I use, real butter. I don't use, that country crock margarine or whatever. But I use real butter, which is part of the keto thing. And, instead of, like, regular cow's milk, I use, coconut milk. This is not the kind that I used in that. I forget what the brand name was for the other one. I've already thrown it away and taken out the garbage, so, but this one's thick. Can't even hear it shaking or nothing in there. Whew. I'm trying to see if I have another can of that coconut milk. Doesn't look like it, though. I'm gonna have to go buy me some more. But it was organic coconut milk that I used, and I like it a lot. It tastes really good. Oh, I'm telling you, it's got that different flavor to it. And it's not like sweet. It's not sweet. It's just got like, if you eat a fresh coconut, like crack it yourself and open it and eat the flesh out of it, you got, it's got the coconut flavor that you would get from sweet coconut, but it's not sweet. It's just got the coconut flavor to it, and I love it more than I do sweet coconut. So it's got that coconutty flavor to it, and the milk is just a wee bit thicker than cow's milk, And I also, when I cook, I don't use oil all the time. When I do use oil, cooking oil, I always use the extra virgin olive oil. I tried different brands to find which one I really like. That one was on sale when I bought that one, so. But I also use, this is organic coconut shortening. It looks like butter, though. And it tastes really good. And that's what I usually use whenever I go to fry eggs or make scrambled eggs, or if I'm going to fry something at all. And, but what I've been doing is like solid type foods, I usually eat scrambled eggs, or I'll eat, one of them cup noodles. But I've been trying not to eat too much of that. The other day I had a potato salad that I made. Like mashed potato salad, so it wasn't like real potato salad. But I made some atole the other day also, and like whenever I feel my stomach's a little empty, instead of eating something after I've already eaten, then I could just drink the atole, and it fills that small void. And, you can make a atole out of anything, like rice or oatmeal, or what I used to make mine the other day was maseca, which is tortilla flour. And, all I did was boil me a actual Mexican cinnamon. Not just any old cinnamon, but from Mexico cinnamon. And then I have the bits and pieces also. But it's all Mexican cinnamon. And boil that. And then, milk and stuff like that. But you put with the maseca, you put enough in it to where it's not going to be really thick. Because that will get thick. It's like whenever you make malto meal. You're making it the same way as you would like malto meal, cream of wheat, or something like that. Anyway, but you want to make it really thin. And so I just put so much in the water and then stir it around and see how thick it's going to get. And whenever I decide that it's not going to get any thicker than what it already is, then I'll put a little bit of sugar in it. I'm not a big sugar person. So I really don't drink very much atole, because atole is nasty if it's not sweet. But I mean, not really. I mean, it's not really nasty. It's just like, I will drink it without sugar in it, but if I can help it, I'll try to drink it a little bit sweet. But I don't put that much sugar in it. Just enough to barely be able to taste the sweetness. And then I added a little bit of coconut milk to it and stirred it up. And I drank some like that. And put the rest of it in the refrigerator, so I had it for a few days. And I just finished it. I, sipped on it for a couple days, like 3, 4, 5 days, and then finished it off yesterday. So I'll have to make me some more, but I think I'll do oatmeal. I don't know. Debating on that, but I still gotta clean my kitchen, or else I'd show you my kitchen. Because I had an issue the other day where I was trying to do laundry and I realized that there was no water. I'm like, and I don't have city water, so I couldn't call the water company and find out what's going on or anything. I have well water, so it runs off of my power, and my power was on, so I didn't understand what was going on. So I called the people that came in and put my new well pump in. And they come out and looked at it. And, because I just had it replaced in August of last year. And so, they looked at it and told me that my, filters and filter canisters under there need to be replaced. The people who lived here before me put in, it already had one that was waterlogged and old. So instead of taking that out and putting a new one in, they added one onto it and just kind of rigged it to where it went through both of them. And they're both waterlogged now. Both of them are. So I have to have those replaced. Which, they're small ones. So he's going to come out and put in a 20-gallon canister under there, and it's got a 5-year warranty on it. But it's $400, and it's not bad. I paid $1,300 to get the pump replaced, and but whenever he came out and looked at it, there was nothing wrong with the pump or nothing. It just kind of shut itself off, because of the fact that it was having to constantly pressure up when it shouldn't have been having to do it so often. And that's because of the canisters being waterlogged. And so he fixed it to where, it was running again. So I'm trying to only use it for emergency sakes, like showering, flushing the toilet, and doing dishes. And I'm trying not to use it for long periods of time at a time. So I'm only doing like so many dishes. And this was, like 4 or 5 days worth of dishes, y'all. So I was having to keep a lot of stuff in the refrigerator, so it wouldn't smell, or anything like that. So I'm having to pull them slowly out of the refrigerator to wash, and I have OCD, so I have to wash it in a certain way, in a certain order, and so I'm washing like just a few dishes at a time, letting them drain, and then wait a couple hours or so, put those dishes away, and then wash some more dishes, a little handful of dishes, and then I got just a wee bit left to do, and I've already taken them out of the refrigerator and set them on the counter there, and so I'm not going to show you my kitchen till after I have it clean finally. But I can't even do laundry until after that canister is there because it will burn up my pump. So I have a lot of laundry to do. But I have a lot of clean clothes too, so I don't have to worry about going without any clothes. Those are mostly like, bras and towels and pajamas and a couple of sweaters. I don't know why I put the sweaters there. I just take them off and drop them with that because it's there, for now, until I'm able to wash clothes and I can get everything folded and put away. But yeah, I had it sitting like that. I took it out of the basket because I was going to sort it, and I took some already out with me whenever I went to go try to do laundry that day. And so I had sorted some of them out, and that's whenever I realized that the water wasn't working, and I was mad, so I just come in here, threw them down here on the floor, and just haven't done anything with it yet since. So hopefully in a couple of days or so I'll be able to get that replaced. But anyways, this video has gone way long, so I will get off here and we will see y'all later. So like and subscribe, and much appreciated. And then we'll see y'all later. Bye.